Well, as we are now once again in the Trump era, very quickly we find ourselves in the world of an egomaniac, triggly snowflake narcissist. And there was some backstory to the inauguration of Donald Trump yesterday that did not get the attention that it deserved. You may have noticed that, of course, the inauguration was indoors rather than where it always is, outdoors. This all started with claims from Donald Trump's team that they had to move the inauguration indoors because of these dangerously cold temperatures, with forecasts predicting somewhere around 20, 24, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I think it's important to contextualize this conversation with the fact that Barack Obama's first inauguration in 2009, which drew over 1.8 million attendees, took place at 29 degrees Fahrenheit, a very cold temperature. Ronald Reagan's second inauguration in 1985, the last to be moved indoors, happened during wind chills of 40 below. So Donald Trump's weather excuse at its face does not hold up with historical precedent. And the real reason for the move, I know you all know what it is. It's because of Donald Trump's sensitivity when it comes to the size of his crowds. In 2017, famously, within minutes of being inaugurated president, he lashed out, and his then press secretary, Sean Spicer, lashed out at media reports that showed that his size was indeed subpar when compared to that of Barack Obama's. And he even called the acting director of the National Park Service to complain about photos that had been released. So this time, by moving the event indoors, Trump is avoiding even the possibility of a comparison to Barack Obama's extraordinarily large size, even Joe Biden's pandemic limited size in 2021. Originally, 220,000 ticketed guests were expected to the swearing in, maybe another 250,000 unticketed expected on the National Mall. Those numbers were already optimistic, and a small fraction of that of what we saw during Barack Obama. So, although this is not the most important thing in the world, Donald Trump moving indoors ensures that the most important goal is served, which is the endless stroking of Donald Trump's ego. Trump portrays the move as protecting people from the weather, but we know Trump has never cared about protecting other people. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that's the reason for this. This is about protecting Trump from another size embarrassment. He has never cared about protecting people, and suddenly frostbite as the primary concern seems very disingenuous. So this is a classic Trump decision. If reality doesn't align with narrative, he changes the circumstances. If the hurricane is not going to Alabama after he said, "Careful, Alabama," he gets a Sharpie, like the one I have here, and he just draws on the hurricane map, and that's all you do. So this is not about the weather. This is about a man who is so obsessed with appearing popular that he will use any excuse to avoid scrutiny. His ego is fragile. His inability to handle criticism is the real reason why this was moved indoors. And it is emblematic and representative of what we are to expect for the next, dear God, 4 years. 4 years. Trump's ego is what is experiencing the shrinkage, which is that people were not that interested in going to Washington, D.C. for this nonsense. But if you were worried Trump's running out of things with which to self-congratulate, TikTok was the answer over inauguration weekend. I want to talk about that next. Once again, Donald Trump's cabinet picks are all about loyalty over expertise. Election denier Carrie Lake to lead Voice of America, the government-funded broadcaster meant to report unbiased news. Ground News found hundreds of articles covering this story, which is an app I've trusted for years to help me critically analyze the news I consume. Our sponsor, Ground News, doesn't tell you what to think. They show you each news outlet's biases, credibility, financial incentives, so you know who's benefiting from the spin they put on each story. You can even filter out certain sources you don't want, so you can stay informed without getting buried in the noise. Trump is shaping our future in ways that will last decades. And if we're not paying attention, we will allow history to repeat itself. So stay engaged with Ground News, who is fixing what is breaking right in front of us, the trust and transparency in the media. Ground News is giving my audience 50% off the same Vantage plan that I use. Go to ground.news/Pacman. The link is in the description, or scan my QR code.